All right, so we're back on site here at our CLT installation. It's Tuesday of the second week. We've got 3 long weekends in a row, which has definitely given us a bit of grief trying to get work done. But a lot of people have asked why I did some stories and stuff last week and why I said that last week was probably one of the worst weeks I've had in business. And I just wanted to explain a little bit about that because there was just so many things that happened last week, and just the frustration kept building and building, and it got to me a little bit, and I haven't been like that for a long time. So it was just one of those things. This is the first residential home in Queensland to be built out of this type of construction, this type of product, and there is just so much to learn. So I've had the long weekend to settle down a little bit. I actually come up here on Saturday on my own, cleaned the site, just got my head around everything for this week, got a bit of a game plan in place, and just calmed down and actually took the time to appreciate what we actually got done in 2.5 days. Like the team actually did an incredible job. Like, considering we've never done it before, I've been on site full time, got the nail bag on, helping the boys out because I really want to learn and help and make sure everyone knows what's happening here. So it was good just to spend Saturday getting my head around things and calming down and like I said, just really taking the time to appreciate, like, we actually got, in 2.5 days, we actually got a lot done when you consider all the issues we were having to deal with. So just a quick run through, a recap of last week. So the previous week, we waited on an email from the supplier to confirm all of our delivery dates with their transport company. Once we got that confirmation email, we went ahead and we locked in all of our craneage, our traffic control, the number of guys we're going to have on site, all of our deliveries, temporary props. Like, there's so much going on here. And so we all turned up on last Tuesday morning, pumped, ready to get into it. The crane turned up on time. Our delivery was meant to be here between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Something that's been playing on my mind for a long time in this job was getting the crane in the backyard. So what a lot of people don't realise is these panels weigh a lot. Like, the panel behind me in that back wall is actually 1.93 tonne. The average panel on this job is about 1.1 tonne. So they're very heavy, and because it's a small lot site, we've got power lines out the front. We're actually constructing the house from the stairwell to the back because we've got a crane set up in the backyard, and then we've actually got to move the crane around the front and do the last little bit from the front. And the reason for that is, obviously, a crane only has a certain size crane, only has a certain amount it can lift. And because of the weight of our panels, we actually had to design the house around, and the deliveries around, what the crane could lift. So we got the biggest crane we could fit in the backyard, which is a 16-tonne city crane. We got a shared easement with the house next door. They've got a beautiful landscape backyard. They're really proud of their gardens and things. So we had to squeeze the crane in between the edge of our house and as much as their garden as they were willing to let us pull out. It literally fit within 20 millimetres each side. So once that crane was in there, I was over the moon. Like, that was something that's really been playing on my mind. And I thought, shit, that's in there. Let's smash this thing out. And yeah, what do you know? Like 11:30, 9 o'clock, panels didn't show up. Lots of phone calls, lots of chasing up, sending emails, and the guy we've been dealing with for this entire job had last week off. So I didn't know who I was to contact. I had to go back through my emails, found a contact that he'd given me, had to chase him up, backwards and forwards all morning, and we got told about 11:30, 11:45 last Tuesday that our panels weren't coming until the following day. So that day, pretty much I think it ended up being like an $8,000 or $9,000 write-off with crane hire, guys on site and all that sort of stuff. Got a confirmation email they'd be on site the next day at 7:30. The truck would be here on site waiting for us. Didn't show up till 11:30, which was extremely disappointing. We sat around all morning, and I guess what a lot of people don't realise is we've physically done everything we can on this job. We've even started the landscaping, so we literally had nothing to do. We were just sitting on site waiting for this truck to show up. And again, it didn't show up, it showed up late, and then when it showed up, the loading on the truck wasn't what had been specified and what we were expecting. We had to split the loads on the truck, we had to lay it all out on site, and one thing that I've really come to realise is this product it's incredible. Like I love it. Like once you get it on the crane and standing up, it goes together incredibly quickly. It's fantastic. It's millimetre perfect, but the way that the trucks are loaded and the way that it's manufactured and the weight of the panels is really designed for high-rise construction. The semi pulls up out the front, a tower crane just picks the panels up, puts them into position. Whereas we got a very tight street, we got a extremely busy park across the road, we got no room to move, we're trying to unload our trucks with a Frenner crane. We got no room on site. Like we're literally, once we unload the trucks and stack them around, there is no room. Like you've got to squeeze around the panels. Delivery's not showing up late, having to deal with the unloading of the trucks. Like it's literally taking us 3 to 4.5 hours to unload the 2 trucks that we've had, and we're actually standing each truckload up in about 3 or 4 hours. So it's taking us the same time to unload the truck as what it's actually taking to build the house. So been a big learning curve. But then the other really disappointing thing is these panels actually got brought up from Victoria to Brisbane. I think it was about 4 or 5 weeks prior to us needing them. And then we had massive delays on site. We had extreme weather events in the area. We got flooding and the job got delayed and they sat in storage. And so we're unsure what's happened, but there's a lot of damage to the panels from the transporting of them. So there's a lot of forklift marks, and again, this product is finished. Like this, what you see behind me and above me, that is the finished product. We've just got to give it a light sand, or we were supposed to give it a light sand at the end of the job, and then put a clear coat on it, whereas now we're going to have to do a lot of repair work. So it's been hit with forklifts. There's a lot of black marks on it where the tines of the forklifts have stained it. There's pieces that are broken off. It's been sitting in the weather. There's panels that are damaged. But I guess the best thing out of all this is dealing with a quality company like XLAM, and XLAM's a part of Hine. They're sending 2 representatives out to site today, and they're really owning it, and they're going to work with us they're going to help us cover all of our costs for the time wasted waiting for deliveries, and they're also going to come up with a plan with us financially and time-wise for the job to repair and fix all these panels. So I'm on top of the world today. Like I said, we're back on site. There's only 4 of us this week. We were really privileged last week. We had the help of Craig Stewart from Craig Stewart Homes Renovations up in Gympie. Craig's a mate of mine. He rang me. He wanted to come and watch and see this thing go together. I was like, mate, if you've got time to come and watch, throw your nail bag on, bring one of your boys and you can give us a hand. So they jumped in last week for 3 days, and they were just an incredible help to have on site. But we're back on site this week. There's 4 of us. We've had a good site meeting this morning. We've come up with a game plan, and the weather's set in over the weekend, which isn't good. We've got a lot of rain on the panels, so we are taking a lot of time covering things up, tarping things, trying to keep the water off it, because it's a pine product, so the amount of moisture needs to be kept to a minimum. But I'm onto it today. I'm stoked. The team's had a good weekend to sit back, relax, think about what happened last week, what we did, how we can improve things, and we've also come up with a plan for the next 2 deliveries, how we're going to unload them off the trucks and where we're going to put them on site. So we're going to smash it this week. We're all pumped. We're going to get into it. We're excited. It's a new product. Like it looks fantastic. Like the feedback has been amazing, and I can't wait to build my own house out of this stuff. It's going to be awesome.